Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals, Town of Hempstead, October 23rd, 2024, 9:30 a.m. meeting. Will everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, to the republic which stands one nation under God, justice for all. Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
Good morning. For those of you who have not appeared before us, the script, if you will, that we follow is we will call adjournments first, if there are any. If there are no adjournments, we'll get right into the calendar. The proceedings are done in the following order. The applicant will state their case. If there are any objectors, they will be given the opportunity to voice their objections, and then the applicant or the applicant's representative will close. We're not bound by the strict rules of evidence. We're very flexible in that regard. This is not a court of law, but it is an administrative body. The proceedings are archived. They are live streamed. You can refer to them later. We do have a court reporter who will take down all of the proceedings. We will not accept any evidence. At the conclusion of the summation, we will close the case and we will no longer accept any evidence. And have I missed anything? Are there any requests for an adjournment? Patrick?
Mr. Chairman, I do not have any requests for adjournment this morning.
Okay.
We'll start with case 64324, Levittown, LVH Realty LLC. Renewal of grant to maintain one double-faced detached pylon sign, overall size 33.4 square feet, 16.7 square feet per face, setback 5 feet from Hempstead Turnpike and 5 feet from side property line, also known as 2703 Hempstead Turnpike.
There is someone here on that case.
My name is Leah Chiavel, address 61 Cabot Street, West Babylon, New York, 11704.
Good morning. So you're here on a renewal of a grant to maintain a sign, is that correct?
Yes, the renewal for the variance,
All right.
correct.
The building department inspected the property on September 9th of 2024 and found that there were no obvious violations and that apparently all of the conditions previously imposed by this board have been complied with. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, not at this time.
Okay.
I would like to ask, what is the name of your business that is advertised on the sign?
The Levittown Animal Hospital,
Okay, and that's a monument sign, correct?
correct, the pylon sign.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just move that the hearing be closed, that the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions?
Next, we have case 64424, Seaford, Ivan and Denise Homlicka. Special exception to maintain shed higher than permitted, also known as 4045 Wicks Avenue.
Morning.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Richard M. Bavone, 308 East Meadow Avenue. East Meadow, appearing as the agent for Ivan and Denise Homolka of the subject location 4045 Wicks Avenue, which is located in Seaford. It's a Zone A. The client's requesting a special exception to maintain the location of this shed, which is the northwest corner, for height only. The shed in question is 10 foot, 10 inches high, in good condition and used for storage for lawn and yard equipment. The difference is 1 foot, 10 inches from the 9 foot required by code. All other structures on the property are legal, and the existing shed has no adverse impact to this property and/or surrounding properties.
Difference is 1
I also
foot,
submitted 10
It's
letters
9 feet, right?
from the area residents indicating they have no objection to this board granting an approval for the existing shed.
Mr. Pavone, I believe you said it was 1 foot 10, 1 inch?
1
1 foot
1 foot,
10
10
inches higher than
Yes.
required.
Yes, that is
Okay?
correct.
And that's the only variance you're here for,
That
correct?
is correct, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I just have one question, Mr. Pavone. How did your client come to know this needed to be legalized?
Excuse me, I couldn't hear that.
How did your client come to know that this needed to be legalized?
We were proposing it back in 2023, additions and alterations to the dwelling, and at that time, we also maintained fencing, AC unit, and the shed
I
that was
understand.
existing.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll accept these letters in evidence.
All those items that you stated have open permits. You're aware of that?
Yes, and everything will be closed out as we move forward.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I would just move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Pavone, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Have a
Mr.
good day.
Pavone.
Have a good day. Second, all in favor? Any opposed?
Next, we have case 64524, Wanto Tanhir Sani. Variances front yard setback on Beltoy Avenue and Holiday Park Drive. Maintain a second floor addition open below attached dwelling, also known as 3107 Beltoy Avenue.
How you doing? Did you catch that? Morning. You better make this case for him. He said it nowhere.
Tejinder Saini, 3107 Beltoy Avenue.
You can pull it closer because we really want to hear you.
Tejinder Saini, 3107 Beltoy Avenue.
And you're here today, you need a variance in your front yard setback on 2 different streets. You're on a corner lot, I take it.
Yes, I am.
And that's because you have a second floor addition that was put on the house sometime previously, and you'd like to legalize it and maintain it.
Yes, I do.
When was the addition put on the house?
It was in last year, December.
Okay, December of '23?
23, yes.
Okay, and what is the addition, what's in the addition?
It's 2 bedrooms and a little hallway.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell me, you have the front yard setback on both Belta and Holiday Park Drive. What is required and what are you proposing with this addition? What does it maintain?
I'm not too familiar, but I think I got tangled up with the architect. He said he called Town Hall about the zoning, and he says that the zoning, that the information that was given to him was certain feet, certain amount of feet, and what he put on was a little different. So I think it happens to be that we are too close to the sidewalk or something. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in a Residence A zone. On a corner lot, the required setback is 30 feet on each street.
Yes.
It looks here, let me look at your materials. It looks like on Belta, you have a 25, which maybe your architect was confused because that's what it would be probably in a Residence B, which is the majority of the town. So you have 25 on one, and you're maintaining an 18.2 on Holiday Park, although there's another number noted, so let me just see here which one. For some reason, there are 2 numbers noted here. Joe, can you look at why they have?
What do you got
I
on?
see the closest spot is 18.2. They also have 35.4 here. Right, I'm not sure why that, oh, I see where that number is.
Yeah.
At any rate, we're going to use the, I'm sorry, at any rate, the closest encroachment on Holiday Park is 18.2, where 30 is required, and on the other is 25, where 30 is required. So other than that, you have no other requests for variances. We will take that under advisement now that we have the numbers, we have them on the record. Is there anything else you wish to add?
Like I said, I didn't know nothing about this, and the architect, he said he spoke to the town hall, to the variance, and, to the zoning department. I wish I would have known something, but, he did something, whatever he did, and I'm in a position.
Well, let me say this.
Sure.
If your architect or builder, whomever, followed the proper process,
Yes.
the building department would not have issued a permit if it was in violation.
I understand that completely, sir.
So
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
He-
I wish I could do something about it, but I don't know how he did that
he,
judgment or whatever.
he's not telling you the truth because he was not issued a permit. He would not have given you a permit without.
And if you see, sir, it's been since December I'm doing this, and I have tarp
No,
all around.
I'm not holding it against you.
Yes, no, yes.
I'm just kind of like putting you back on the
Definitely.
track when
Yes.
your problem was with them, not with the town
Yes.
building department.
I do
Or
understand
the
that.
zoning officer that he spoke to.
And just one other thing for the record.
Sure.
That is relevant to the board's deliberations later. One of the reasons that you have a very odd-shaped lot. So to put a house on there, it is more difficult to put it on there, maintaining the whole 30 feet on Holiday Park and Belta because of the configuration of the lot. So I think that is partly what is creating the larger encroachment on Holiday Park Drive. So just, the board will consider the fact that you don't have a traditional square or rectangular lot, which is, it makes it more difficult for you to build a house within the constraints of the various zoning rules.
Sure.
Okay.
You also have a swimming pool on the property.
Yes, I was not told that, and I'll be honest with you, when the title search came, it was like 2 days before the closing date. So I was told at the last minute that the swimming pool was not, didn't have a permit.
Right.
So I will have to get it done and stuff, so that's why I applied for that too.
So you applied for the permit.
Yes, I did.
Do you happen to know the number for that application? Oh, you verified that?
Becky?
Okay.
And what's the status? Is it safely enclosed? So is it currently safely enclosed, though?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank you, Becky.
Ms. Becky. We brought one of our most experienced plans examiner slash building department extraordinaire here to advise us when we need it.
Sure. I do want to say something. I hope I'm not saying it in the wrong way. This is my first house, and I have 2 daughters, and one is going to college, the other just started in Hofstra. My whole intention was not to rent it out, which my neighbors, whoever the people that complained, they were thinking that I'm probably going to rent it out and stuff. I lived in Queens and Brooklyn all my life, and we didn't like it because too much noisy and everything. So I chose to build 2 rooms for my daughters, so they have a little bigger room. Their room is too small, so I did it for them, and they didn't even get to enjoy for the whole year. It's been since December, and I'm really hating my architect for telling me he's on vacation. His son has a dental issue or whatever. He put it on me like as if I didn't pay him enough money for this, you know? I've been there, done that. I work every day, 7 days a week, and I've been going through this. If I could do something for my daughters, that's all I'm worried about, nothing else.
Okay, no, we understand.
Thank you.
I appreciate whatever you guys, your decision is and stuff.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I'll just move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Sir, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered, okay?
Sure.
Have a nice day.
I appreciate all of you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 64624, Merrick, Ellen, and Andrew Harrison. Variance lot area occupied to construct a second-story addition and second-story deck, both attached to dwelling, also known as 3014 Clubhouse Road.
Dennis Oliver, 924 Newbridge Road, Belmore, New York. Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Morning.
As I said, Dennis Oliver, representing Ellen and Andrew Harrison, 3014 Clubhouse Road, Merrick, New York. We seek permission to construct a second-story addition with a second-floor deck attached to it. In order to do this, we need a variance for lot coverage. The required lot coverage percentage, the maximum is 27.5. We are proposing 30.5, an increase of just 3%. It should be noted that, that most of that is the deck, that the actual living space is being built over a one-story addition, so it's pretty de minimis in nature. I have a letter signed by 8 of the 9 people on the mailing list stating that they have no objection to this variance being granted. I'd like to hand that into evidence. I have received no phone calls from the adjoining owners, and if the board would look favorably on this application, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
No. You just have that de minimis single variance of 30.5.
That's it.
Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Oliver, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Everyone have a good day.
All in favor?
Aye, you too.
Any opposed?
Next we have cases 64724 through 64824. Merrick, Allison P. Hogg. Mother-daughter residence, second kitchen. Variance lot area occupied. Construct a one-story addition attached to dwelling, also known as 27 Harvard Avenue.
Yes. Chris Gray, architect, 2401 Capri Place, North Belmore, New York, representing Alice Hogg at 27 Harvard Avenue in Merrick. Good morning. My client, Allison, she's sitting right here. She would like to construct a one-story addition to the back of her home, and this is of 400 square feet. This property is located in Residence B, where the zoning is based on properties that are of 6,000 square feet. This property is a little bit undersized at 4,000 square feet. So we're here a little bit. So we're here for 2 reasons. The addition itself exceeds the building coverage. The allowable is 27.5%, and we're requesting 31.3%. This addition, we're here for the second part, is for a mother-daughter residence, and the occupants here, Allison would live in the main house with her 2 young daughters. The full main house, yeah, first and second floor, and the proposed addition that's on the first floor would be occupied by her mother, Patricia Clark, who's sitting right behind me, right here. So the proposed addition is kept at a minimum. The spaces are tight, but kept at a minimum, and therefore we're over the building coverage by a little bit. So that is our request.
Should the board approve the application? The client is aware of the conditions we generally impose.
Yes, there's maintain the appearance of a one-family residence with 1 mailbox, 1 gas meter, 1 electric meter.
Not transferable.
Yes, right, exactly.
And have you been down in the basement of the house?
Yes, I have.
And what's there?
It's a recreation area and a laundry room.
Bathroom?
There is no bathroom down there, no.
Okay.
Application has been filed for that as well.
All right. So as you know, Mr. Gray, as part of any mother-daughter / immediate family application, the Board of Architectural Review reviews them to make sure that the residence is suitable to be used in that fashion and convertible back to the to single-family dwelling upon the cessation of the use. Just so I can put it on the record here, the Board of Architectural Review found that this dwelling is in fact suitable to be used in this fashion, and it's restorable to a single-family dwelling upon the cessation of the use, but they make one provision that there should be no illegal occupancy in the basement. And you know what that means, no sleeping quarters, et cetera, in the basement, okay?
That's correct.
Is there a swimming pool on the property?
No,
No, Google Earth shows a swimming pool.
it's,
Temporary insects, it's down.
it could have been a little tiny kiddie pool or something at the time. I don't know. I don't recall seeing that picture.
Maybe you just want to come up and see if it's the wrong house.
Oh, yeah, you take, yeah.
Sure. That one.
This is an insects pool, just the temporary ones that I take down. It's, right now, it's just a grass hole. It's the insects pools that you just put up yourself
Could you-
and then you take it down at the end of the summer. It doesn't stay up year round.
Explain it to Becky.
Becky,
She says it.
It's gone.
won't be put back up?
It won't, because we won't have the room for it.
Okay.
This-
And
this
there's
is
other
where the
stuff here, is that
extension is going.
sheds or anything?
This proposed the garage to be removed. The shed here is, application is filed for that. And then with the, yeah, so that it's, if she decides to put it up for next year, she'll apply for a permit.
Well, this shed maybe as of right now, it's got a 2 and a 2. Are you a corner lot?
No, interior.
All right, she might need it, whatever. But your size-wise, as long as it's not tall, it's probably gonna be an as-of-right shed. maybe.
The application has been filed for that.
I see that. All right, we're good.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Gray, you and your client, anyone else who signed in on the case will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it is rendered. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Mr. Gray, you know that some of the cases are decided this evening. I don't know if anyone's going to try and get building in before the end of the year. I don't know, time is wasting. But if you'd like to call tomorrow and find out whether or not your case was decided, you can do so because a large percentage of the cases will be decided tonight.
Very good.
If you want to line up people, if you still have time.
Gotcha. Very good. Thank you
Have a
very
nice
much.
day, folks.
Next, we have case 64924, East Meadow. Alexandria Jacqueline Garcia and Jorge Alberto Garcia Rivenderia. Mother-daughter residence, second kitchen, also known as 44 Avis Drive.
Good morning, Kathleen McHenry, Long Island Permits, P.O. Box 5, Center, Mauritius, New York, 11934. Good morning. They are not. I wasn't aware that they had to be here. They could have easily been here.
Oh, so we can actually see them. If you're unaware of it, I mean, I guess.
Is it, just so I know, is it just for accessory apartments? Because I know some other building departments do require
It's for, I don't know what you mean by accessory apartments, but
mother-daughter.
mother-daughters.
Mother-daughters.
And immediate family, same thing, basically.
Okay.
For those,
If it was a
yes.
regular, like, area variance or something, we wouldn't necessarily need them there?
Correct.
Okay, understood. I am here before you this morning requesting permission to construct a 1,069 square foot mother-daughter at the above referenced property. If permitted, the mother-daughter would be located on the second kitchen would be located on the second floor and consist of 2 bedrooms. The main dwelling has 3 bedrooms currently, which would bring the total bedroom count to 5. There is a 1-car garage and off-street parking for 3 cars.
How many cars do your clients have?
Give me 1 second. 2.
Okay.
It is Ms. Garcia's wish to have her daughter and her granddaughter live there to help out with the difficult financial times and to keep the family close. If the board were to look favorably on this application, Ms. Garcia would have no objection to a covenant being filed with any limitation or conditions the board deems fit. For the record, a separate building permit application has already been filed for the necessary improvements, and it has been approved and all fees paid.
Have you been in the house?
I have not been in the house. I've gotten pictures and I have the plans from the architect.
You have pictures of the basement?
I don't have pictures of basement, but I have the plans of the basement, and I can easily get,
Sometimes the plans don't match the basements we find.
of course, I understand.
And if you're going to be appearing here more regularly, it would be helpful. We usually like some representatives on applications with requests that could relate to basements to have gone to the premises and be able to say, I've been there, and this is we've had too many occasions where the plans don't show bathrooms and kitchens and basements, but they're there.
I do understand. If it helps at all, I work with the architect and the builder frequently for the past 15 years, and so the only reason I didn't is because they had been there.
They
So-
have been in the basement.
They have been, correct.
So the next time you come before us for a mother-daughter, you're gonna bring your clients, and you'll also inspect the premise.
And have picture, too.
And when you file the plans, if you can file the elevations with it, that's helpful.
Okay.
We usually have, it's a package anyway, so it shouldn't be that difficult.
I understand. The property is well-maintained, and the proposed plan is tasteful and appropriate for the neighborhood. If this application were granted, we believe there would be no negative impact on the neighborhood and would be keeping with the nature and characteristics of the surrounding properties.
So, this basement is, got a 3/4 bath, it's got a laundry room has 220 in it, which often converts to a kitchen, and it has what could be a bedroom, it's broken up into rooms. It looks very much like what basement apartments look like. And it has an exterior entrance, so.
Would there be any way for the board to, for the town to verify, or either by inspection, or for me to provide pictures, or a covenant, or a condition to be placed that there'll be no sleeping quarters?
So, in the future, visiting will be helpful, but let me ask you, is there a permit for the bathroom in the basement, existing?
I'm gonna have to look through my paperwork. As far as I knew, everything, we've gone through the building department, so anything that is not permitted has been forced to be permitted. But again, let me just see if I have a CO or even an open building permit on that. Or if somebody from building has something that would be helpful. I have closed building permits, one-family dwelling with attached garage with breezeway, maintained basement stairs and alterations, enclosed porch, breezeway to living space with bath, add shed and a backyard for storage. So when we did the certificate search, that's all that came back. There's no open permits. And then, of course, our 2 applications that we put in.
Please approach.
Sure.
Have you,
separately, just for the record, and for your edification, so in the town of Hempstead, the Board of Architectural Review reviews all applications for a building permit for mother-daughter, immediate family, and determines whether or not the dwelling is sufficient, would be appropriately used as a mother-daughter immediate family, and would be easily convertible back to a single-family residence upon the cessation of that use. In the case of this, and if there were recommendations made, we'll give you the opportunity to explain why, and those are often take the form of remove the door at the top of the stairs, remove the door at the bottom of the stairs, get it down to a knee wall, etc. In the event that that was a recommendation, which often happens, we would give you the opportunity to explain to us why either safety of children, safety of animals, expense, why you would prefer not to have to make that change that's suggested, and then we'll take your information into consideration in determining whether or not we would require such a change be made. In the case of this application, the Board of Architectural Review has determined that it is appropriate to be used as a mother-daughter residence, and it is revertible back to a single-family residence upon the cessation of such use, provided there's no illegal occupancy in the basement. And also, be sure to inform your clients this has to give all the appearances of a single-family residence. One doorbell, one entrance, one mailbox, one meter. In addition, this is not a transferable permit. So if she were to sell the home, she has to remove the second kitchen prior to the sale, and or if she works something else out with the building department where the new person coming in is in the same category and files, that would be between your client and the building department.
And for the record, since Mrs. D'Amato has apprised you of the conditions that we ordinarily impose, I don't know whether or not you've already told your clients about those conditions. Have you
Yes.
done so?
Correct, the ones that she just
And you can
explained, yes.
represent to this board that you have the authority to agree to those conditions on
Absolutely,
their
yes.
behalf. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. Any other questions from the board?
So it is my understanding that I am going to verify what's in the backyard. If there is something more than what shows on the plot plan, I'm going to get the plot plan updated. If not, I'm going to call the board and explain that what is in fact on the plot plan is what's there.
Yeah, Christina you'll speak to counsel to the board. She'll give you your phone number.
Okay, perfect. And then, was there anything else other than that that I need to do on my end?
Not this time.
Okay.
Next time you have a whole new plan.
Next time will be a different ballgame.
Next time
You
you'll
did
know
very
what the
well for not
protocol
appearing
is.
before us before.
Okay.
Mr.
Any
Chair,
other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You
Have a
guys
nice
have a
day.
good rest of your day.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right.
Next we have case 65024 near Island Park, 2019 Constantino Cecino Family Trust. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain addition sunroom, second-story sunroom, and second-story deck, all attached to dwelling, also known as 4077 Ohio Place.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552.
Ms.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And before we get into it, I'll ask the obvious question. I would assume, since you've been here so many times before, that you have visited the premises?
Yes, I was actually there with the building inspector. We did a complete inspection to sign off on the storm repair permit.
Okay, now that we got over that hurdle, you may
Okay.
proceed.
I'm representing Constantino Cecino family for the property at 4077 Ohio Place in Island Park. The property is located on the east side of Ohio Place, 120 feet north of Saratoga Boulevard in Residence B. We're requesting a variance to maintain an addition, sunroom, second-story sunroom, and a second-story deck, all attached to the dwelling, that exceed the lot coverage allowed of 27.5%. The lot coverage provided is 33%. They meet all the other required setbacks for the rear side and side yard aggregates. I spoke to Dolores Doxey, one of the children, and she said that she got married in 1991. All the structures were there at the time, and she doesn't remember when they weren't. So we could say that they've been there for at least 33 years. There's been no complaints from the neighbors that they're aware of. As you can see from the photos, the house is beautifully maintained. The parents passed away and the children were selling the home, and these issues came up when they had to file for their Sandy repair permits. That permit 2554 has been inspected and closed out by the area inspector. The house closed and $15,000 is being held in escrow, and we're respectfully asking the board to grant this variance.
Hey, Ms. Pangallo, I have a question. Are you looking at the site, the radius map in front of you?
All right, look at it.
She will.
Okay.
You see the dotted line? It's similar to what's usually a boundary line. It cuts through the middle of the property on a is that like a FEMA line or so? What is that line? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Rebecca, do you know?
But, okay.
Oh, the 28 and 30.
But on the other one, I don't know, I can't tell. Oh, so lot 20 is just one lot. All right, thank you, Becky.
What is the size of them? Not on your plot plan.
It's 40 by 192.
Unlike.
It's a little irregular shaped.
Do you know the square feet?
Yeah, I should have that here.
I'll raise you.
'Cause it's,
maybe 7680? And they still need a lot area occupied.
oh, you know what, I just have that the house was 25%. I don't have the whole lot coverage.
25, if I do 40 by 192, it's 7680. I get it's irregular,
Yeah, that's approximately,
and you're asking for 33%. though.
correct.
Well, you're saying it was 25 without the additions you're talking about?
Right, the original house is 25%.
Questions from the board? If not, I have a motion.
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Pangallo, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered. Thank you. Got another one?
Second, all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Next.
Next, we have case 65124, Point Lookout, Christos and Patricia Carambellos.
Lot area occupied.
Variance, lot area occupied, construct a detached garage not permitted forward of the dwelling and in the front yard on Belmar Avenue, and with percentage of rear yard occupied variance. Demolish existing garage, also known as 101 Cedarhurst Avenue. What? Oh, you swear affirm to tell the truth? I do. Do you seek to seek any matters of record? Ms. Pangallo, I have you sworn in from earlier.
Christos Carambellis,
I completely blanked.
101 Cedarhurst Avenue, Point Lookout, New York.
Tina Pangallo, 549 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, New York, 11552. I'm representing Christos and Patricia Carabellos of 101 Cedarhurst Avenue in Point Lookout. The property is located on the west side of Cedarhurst Avenue, 60 feet south on Beach Street and Residence B. We're requesting a variance for a proposed detached garage, which violates the lot coverage allowed, garage not permitted forward of dwelling, and in the front yard of Belmar Avenue, and the percentage of the rear yard occupied. The existing garage is going to be demolished. The lot coverage allowed is 27.5%, and the lot coverage proposed will be 44.76%. Because of the smaller lots in Point Lookout, it is not uncommon to exceed the lot coverage allowed. The property next door at 17 Beach Street, which was case number 215480, was granted a variance for 42.8%. The neighbor on the other side of the property, 103 Cedarhurst, was granted a variance of lot coverage of 48.9%. 104 Belmore Avenue at 53.47. The property has two front yards. One is on Cedarhurst Avenue and one is on Belmore Avenue, making the detached garage in the front yard on Belmore Avenue. There was a similar variance granted at 109 Freeport Avenue with 2 front yards that had a detached garage on Cedarhurst Avenue, which is 3 houses away on the other side of the street from our property.
Was that a maintain or a construct, Ms. Pengello?
That was a maintain for a detached garage converted to an accessory structure with a bathroom and a higher and larger than permitted. The average front yard setback on Belmore Avenue is 5 feet, and the garage will be set back 24 feet on Belmore Avenue. The percentage of the rear yard allowed is 40%, and the proposed rear yard coverage would be 69.94%. The existing garage is 18 by 22. Mr. Carabellis would like to demolish this garage and construct an 18 by 24 detached garage. He has 4 collectible cars, along with 2 cars that he and his wife drive. I have the registrations for those cars, so you can see that what they are. And we're respectfully asking the board to grant this variance, and Mr. Carabellis is here if there's any other questions.
Ms. Pengello, you said that they're proposing to demolish their existing garage?
Correct.
And is that the one that's attached to the house?
No, it's not attached. It's, if you look at the site plan, it's dotted where the garage is to be removed. It's 4 feet from the house.
Oh, okay, so what, pardon my ignorance, what portion of, so it's a rectangle with a dotted line down the middle. Is that denote the removal, and is the new garage only going to be that second half, or is it exactly like that, or is there overlap?
No,
What if-
that's going to be demolished, and then the new garage is going to be 24 by 18.
Hold on,
it's
I'm
not-
so, no, that's the removal part. No, that's the removal, this is why it's, so on mine,
34
Ms.
by 18.
Pengello, I have a rectangle with a dotted line down the middle. Half of it, on the larger side, says to be removed.
Right.
On the other side, it says proposed garage. Is that dotted line exactly, is the only proposed garage from the dotted line on the other side? And then the removals on that side?
No, it's the whole thing is going to be the new garage.
Oh, so you're removing the larger half and then
Right.
creating a garage that's just larger? You're really just extending the existing garage?
Well, that's, yeah, but that's going to be demolished, though.
Yes,
It's going to be a
but
completely
it's
new
gonna be-
garage.
Say that again?
The garage that's existing is going to be demolished, and it'll be a completely new garage that's 34 by 18. Do you want me to?
No, I understand.
Okay.
And the entire new structure is proposed to be used to park cars?
Yes, he has 4 collectible cars.
He also has 3 other vehicles.
Yes.
So what do you have, lifts in the garage? Is that the
I have
proposal?
nothing right now.
No, but you propose to have lifts in the garage, or you're going to fit 7 cars in a garage?
It's
How do
gonna
you
be-
do that?
It'll be, I'm not gonna fit obviously all 7 in the garage, but the footprint will allow for 4 cars in the garage on the floor.
And where are you going to park your other vehicles?
Well, I have a driveway in the
Two
front on
driveways.
Cedarhurst, and there'll
Okay.
be another 24 feet of driveway once that garage is built. Essentially, what's just happening is I'm extending the garage 12 feet out. So they said they would just demolish the whole thing and build a new structure according to code. But
Okay.
it's only going to be 12 feet, extended off of the dimensions of the garage now.
What kind of cars?
Excuse me?
It's got the
What kind of cars?
Joe
I
has
have
the
a
registrations.
1940 Ford convertible. I have a 70 Buick GS 455.
Wow.
I have an 87 Porsche 911 G50. So, they're worth garaging.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
And kind of fast, too.
And there will be 24 feet in front.
Yeah, I'll have
And then
plenty of
there's a
room for
driveway on
parking
the other
other
side.
cars.
For his other
Pardon
two
me?
cars.
You both were saying the same thing.
There'll be 24 feet in front of this garage for him to park the other two cars, and then there's also a driveway on the other side of the property on, is that
Cedarhurst, on Cedarhurst.
That has a driveway as well.
Four of them are your collectibles, I take it, and 3 are your daily cars? Or?
For my daily cars, correct.
Speak
We
to, have you spoken to any of your neighbors? Have any of your neighbors indicated that they are in favor of this or opposed to it?
Yeah, actually, yeah, sure.
None of them?
None of them
record,
wrote a
none of them
letter.
are here in opposition?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do
Nobody's
you
in a
work
hurry.
on the cars, do you,
I clean them.
that's,
I
no
do
me-
change my own oil.
any other mechanical work besides maintenance of it?
No,
What kind of insurance do you pay?
a lot. New York State is very happy with my fees as well.
I bet, that's true.
You don't drive much. Oh, those cars. You don't have special insurance on the cars?
I do. I have Haggerty with the classic,
Yeah,
the older stuff.
yeah, I mean, that's
Yep.
not a lot of money.
Well,
Haggerty's not a lot of money. Okay. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Ms. Mangalo, you and your client will be notified by mail of the board's
Nobody's
decision
showing
once it's read.
opposition.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, have a nice day, folks.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Next, we have case 65224, Levittown, Anthony Shute. Variances, side yards aggregate, rear yard, maintain awning attached to dwelling and a detached garage, also known as 10 Oak Tree Lane.
William Mullen, 19 Jerusalem Avenue, Levittown, New York, 11756.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, members of the board. My name is William Mullen. I am here as an agent for Mr. Anthony Shute, who resides at 10 Oak Tree Lane, Levittown, New York, 11756. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Shute to request the permission to allow an existing awning to remain on his property. The awning is mainly attached to the existing detached garage, but also touches the main house. The awning is roughly 12-foot wide by 13-foot deep and 10-foot high. The awning is 2 feet from the side yard property, which is 3 foot less than the allowable 5 feet. We're also requesting a side yard aggregate of 9 foot 9 inches instead of the allowable 15 foot. And because it is attached to the detached garage, the rear yard setback is at 2 feet instead of the allowable 25 feet.
You appear before us in some other capacity, too.
I'm the architect as well as the agent.
You've
Yes.
come before us on other cases, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this for
I'm
many,
sitting
many
here
years.
racking my brain thinking, okay.
Do you want to repeat the dimensions on the rear yard variance that you're requesting, if you don't mind? It's 25 is required, you're providing how many?
The rear yard requesting is 2 feet rather than the allowable 25-foot rear yard setback.
Is that because of the addition makes it touch where it could be 2 and now?
Yes, so it's attached to the detached garage, which is already 2 feet from the rear. So that's an existing structure. So it's combining
It just threw you
structures.
into another section of the code. And is that the same with the side yard. Well, you're gonna go to 2 also, but the garage was at 2, you're lining up with it.
Yes.
And again, the aggregate, you didn't have to take the 2 as part of your aggregate when it wasn't attached, right?
Right, yes.
The awning, you could drive through the awning to access the garage?
Yes, it is high enough for a car to get through. He doesn't really use it for a garage, like, he just use it for storage mainly.
But it still could,
Yes.
just to keep it in the garage category, it still could.
Yes, a car can go on it. It is 10 feet high.
You've been to
He's
the
not
property?
Yes, I have, and I have pictures
Right.
of it.
Condition. He doesn't plan on enclosing it, correct? He does not plan on enclosing it?
No,
Will not
it
be
is open.
enclosed?
We're
And
not
he'll
enclosing.
accept that as a condition, I take it?
Right, yeah, open.
Could you submit the photos? I'm interested in the awning, whether or not
Here,
that's
Joe.
permanent structure or... Thank you.
Welcome.
First day with the new house.
That's hardly an awning, right? I mean, it's got,
Posts.
it's got
Yeah, I guess they,
posts, it's
Like a
wood frame.
roof over.
Right.
Somewhat more like a roof
I guess it
over
was built
patio.
just to keep things from not getting wet.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
it's not an awning.
What would you call it?
Roof
I'd call it
over
a roof-
patio?
Yeah.
Roof over patio?
Could call it that.
An awning, in my little brain, indicates it's some type of a canvas,
Right.
cloth, material.
Okay, a canvas awning, yeah.
Show that to Becky and see whether...
You want those, Kim?
Yeah, I just see, I thought the same as Joey thought.
Carport, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
So we should-
I feel like it's cardboard. Should be called the carport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we, I don't know if it's,
We'll amend
We'll
the
amend the
caption
caption.
to read,
okay.
given that all the records were on file with the correct measurements, people did have 30 days' notice, the drawings were on file, so there's no notice issue because it's just a change of the terminology and technicality. So
Okay.
we'll amend the caption to refer to it as a carport.
You also have 3 open building permits on the house. Those will be closed out.
Yes, mainly this is the last end of the permits being closed out. It was the last thing we had to resolve before we can close everything else.
Thanks.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that is it.
Any other questions from the board?
No.
Well, you're not the board, so
He thought you said for the board.
unless you plan on exchanging places.
You're not the first, because you thought we said for the board.
Do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Mullen, you'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's rendered.
Second?
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Bye.
Next, we have case 65324 Roosevelt. Arlie A. Rodriguez. Use variance, maintain a 2-family dwelling, also known as 46 Cottage Place.
Why isn't it maintained?
Sir, are they your clients behind you?
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
Good morning, Anthony Curcio, Curcio Law, 40 Marcus Drive, Suite 100, Melville, New York, 11747. Good morning. The applicant is requesting a renewal of permit, number of building permit. I apologize. Applicant is requesting renewal of permit number 34938, issued in 1940, last renewed in 1988, to maintain a 2-family dwelling. Subject.
But we're kind of here to reconsider it.
To
It's not a, I know what you're saying.
Yes.
You're characterizing renewal because that is in essence what you're hoping to have happen. But here we have to consider it. On our calendar, it's not renewal, but I understand. But go ahead and explain to us the situation, because it does bear on the matter.
Sure, thank you very much. Subject property is located at 46 Cottage Place, Roosevelt, New York, 11575, on the west side of Park Avenue, south of the Southern State Parkway. Lot area is 7,012 square feet with lot coverage of 3,939. Lot width is approximately 59 feet, while the length is 112 feet. Subject premises is surrounded by residential homes to the north, south, east, and west. In addition, the property located at 294 Park Avenue, located within the immediate vicinity of the subject premises, is a two-family home. There's also two-family homes located near the subject premises at 54 Hudson Avenue and 24 Jefferson Avenue.
Are those legal two families, or are you not sure?
294 is, I believe the other ones were renewals as well.
Slow down, speak a little louder.
I believe 294 is, and so is 54 Hudson. 24 Jefferson is on a renewal basis as well.
So those are all legal?
Two-family, correct. It should be noted that the subject property has been used for two-family use since, according to town building records, 1940. Since 1940 through and including 1988, the prior owners of the subject premises continued to renew the two-family use before this board every 2 or every 5 years, depending on when the use was renewed. After 1988, up to when the applicant took possession of the subject premises, it appears that prior owners never bothered to come before the board to renew the two-family use. However, to the best of our knowledge, the property was still used as such.
Do your clients live on the premises?
No, they don't.
Because even, it looks like even the older grant required that one unit,
reside there.
that each unit, actually, there's 2 dwellings, right? It's not one structure with 2 families, it's 2 structures.
No, it's one house with 2 floors.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have, hold on. I have existing plot plan and proposed plot plan. Are there proposed changes here too?
Not before this board, but the reason we're here today is because we were going to make changes to the home. We were notified that we had to come back here first to update our two-family status.
Okay, so even when it was granted back whenever, well, I'm looking at the renewal in '88, and that also, you've probably already seen, requires that the premises be owner occupied, and you can guess and probably know all the reasons why that's important to the board. So your proposal here today does not include that it will be owner occupied. You're asking for a two-family, non-owner occupied.
Correct.
Okay, keep going.
Applicant took possession of the premises December 15, 2023. As stated, when they took possession, we filed...
Excuse me,
Yes.
you said the applicants took possession. They did not take possession, they took ownership. Is
Ownership.
that correct?
Deed, right, it was deeded to them on
Okay.
December 15, 2023, correct.
How did they
As-
come to know, I apologize, how did they come to know that it was not a legal two-family?
They applied for building permits, and they were notified that by the building department that they had to come here to renew their two-family status prior to moving forward.
So their application to the building department for those other permits showed on the
Triggered this.
plans two kitchens, I take it?
The 2 kitchens were existing. They're looking to just relocate the kitchens to another part of the floor in order to, they want to extend the second floor, make it a little larger.
Right, but they accurately showed on the plans that they submitted to the building department for these other alterations that there were 2 kitchens.
Right, they showed the existing plot plan, floor layout at the time, correct.
But they show both kitchens?
Correct.
Okay, keep going.
That's really it for me. I'm free to answer any questions you may have.
Granting 2 families, I'm sure you can imagine, is not, they're kind of a heavy lift, and they take a lot for us to grant 2 families because they're not really, they're often seen as a detriment to a community, particularly a community if they're misused. One of the reasons that we almost always require owner, I can't think of one in recent history. I can't think of any that, since I'm on the board, where we don't require owner occupied for all the obvious reasons. So I get that it was an owner occupied 2-family back when, and will obviously take a look at these other citations he's given us as to other, apparently legal two families in the area, but I think it might be useful for us. Your clients don't live there and just bought it. So I'm not really seeing the necessity for a two-family, other than that's what they thought they bought. I get it. And,
If
but
I, if
why
I may,
would-
a couple of the homes I mentioned are legal twos without owner occupancy.
I understand.
And the home, I mean, the owner occupancy condition was only added, I think, the last two renewals. Prior to that, there was not such condition on the two-family home. So
Yeah, well,
for, I guess, about 60 years, it was a two-family without any owner having
I
occupied the
understand.
property.
But since
So,
I've been on the board, which is a little while,
Yeah.
we almost always, because, well, there are reasons that the community started changing and the communities didn't like it. So we try to be cognizant and responsive to community wishes. That being said, part of our analysis includes any hardship, if you will. Oftentimes, people come for a two-family because the taxes in Nassau County are relatively high, we all know. And people come for a two-family because it makes it affordable for homeownership, and they need, to be able to rent a portion of it. That's a different scenario than, I just bought this house, I thought it was two-family, and it wasn't, but somehow I didn't know because somehow it fell through the title search or whatever that is, and now I want to have this two-family. I understand, I'm not against people, buying real estate and renting it out. But our job here is predominantly to be the people who are keeping a check on community growth and the character of the neighborhoods. And so
I
I
wouldn't
think it
say
would
this
be
is out of
helpful.
character with the neighborhood.
But I think it would be
I would
helpful
think
for you
my
to
client is
tell
looking
us.
to actually, they're looking to clean it up a little bit. They're looking to make renovations, significant renovations to the house. And if you look at the photos, it's not the most beautiful home in the world, but they're looking to fix it up, make it nicer. I think that adds some value to the neighborhood.
So
that's a good thing.
that's your part of the analysis, that's the benefit of.
Absolutely.
Benefit to the community.
For sure.
But I think it would be helpful to have some more testimony about why we should grant this, to be honest. Because they don't live there, it's not for the traditional reason of home ownership.
I mean, it's
So-
been used that way since the home basically was built, since 1940. I would think that the past use of the property warrants that.
Do your clients live from this subject premise?
They live in Merrick, so 15, 20 minutes away. Right? Is that 15 minutes? I'm not even sure. Maybe less than that. Merrick.
It could be.
I mean, if there's other conditions, we're open to other conditions to help, make sure nothing crazy is going on at the property, if that's a concern of the board, but
Well, the concern is that it's not owner occupied and it becomes a derelict house,
I understand.
multiple families and so on and so forth.
Right. Again, there's other homes in the area that don't have that restriction.
Well,
so.
I don't know whether or not they have necessary building permits that make them a two-family also.
It says it in the building files that it's two-family, so.
Were you by any chance the attorney on the transaction?
No, because this wouldn't have happened if I was.
That was actually what I was getting to, like, because Mr. Agano happens to be a real estate attorney.
Oh, okay.
So I was asking him,
It
how
should have
is
been
it,
picked up at some
how
point,
is it that
yeah.
these folks bought a two-family that was illegal, an
I
illegal
have a-
two-family
I-
without knowing
yeah.
it?
I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have a copy of the CO search?
From the town? Or
The CO search.
from the?
Search that was part of the search that was run when they purchased the home.
No, I wasn't the transaction on
Yeah.
that, a transactional attorney on that. Just one other item. There was a certificate of completion issued in 2013 to maintain interior alterations, and I'm not sure why it wasn't picked up at that point, that there wasn't a renewal either, and that was granted.
Nor
Do you
will.
know what the alterations were?
It doesn't get specific, but the, yeah, we'll look it up right now.
Wouldn't it be pretty easy for you to get a copy of the CO search sheet?
No, I have the actual certificate here. It's off of building permit 34938, which we're here for today. Maintain interior alterations to dwelling, dated March 12, 2013.
34938, did you
No,
say?
it's not going to be shown.
And if you look at the building permit application itself, it even mentions a two-family, but then it was crossed off for some reason, and then just says maintain interior alterations. Whoever typed this out, I guess, knew it was a two-family, or maybe realized it was a two-family and then realized it wasn't renewed, so crossed it out. But in any event, it was construction that was approved with a layout for a two-family home that probably shouldn't have been approved.
Would it be fairly easy for you to get a copy of the CO search sheet that they got when they bought it 9 months ago?
You mean the title report from the attorney that did the, is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yeah, I can reach out to their attorney, sure.
Here's your problem. Here's your problem.
Correct. It's not legal.
Can I just ask my client, can I ask my client for a sec? Can I just talk to her real quick?
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
When did they buy this?
We're just trying to figure out.
Okay, she's gonna give me the contact information for the attorney. I'm gonna reach out to him and see if I can get something for you, okay?
Actually just getting to is if you had any other testimony you wanted to give as to, the hardship, or I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Because again, I was saying that the not owner occupied,
It would be a big hardship because you'd have to, remove the second apartment. It would, I don't know what she would do at that point if she couldn't use it as a two-family. That's all I can really say.
That other proposed, the permit they were filing when they discovered this, what was that to do?
That was for a second floor extension, basically a bump out and a bump into the rear to kind of expand the apartment upstairs, give it more of an open floor plan. She's putting significant investment into the house as well. I know that's irrelevant here, but just wanted to put that on the record.
Does this house have a basement at all?
It does, but it's unfinished and it's used
It's
for
what?
storage. It's unfinished, used for storage.
Does it have an exterior entrance? Looks like it does.
I believe it does. The side entrance goes to the basement. But they're looking to relocate the side entrance anyway on their proposed plans to the other side of the home.
Can I ask?
Again, we're willing to work
Ask
with
a
the board
question?
with any other concerns they
I don't
have
wanna
on
break the
this
train of thought.
application.
Because sometimes it's hard to get back. Would your client be willing to own or occupy the premise?
I don't think they would, just because they'd have to move from Merrick to Roosevelt. They have a home they live in, and they're happy there. This is more of an investment for them, more than a place to live. Any other conditions we're open to? It's just that she can't pick up her family and move.
The big snafu, as you figured
I
out, is
understand that,
owner
yeah.
occupied.
Right, and, I'm going to go back to, it was used prior without that condition for
Do they have any
60-something years.
children, siblings, or that would be willing to own or occupy it?
Yeah, she told me she'd have family, if she needs to have a family member live there, she's more than willing to do that, for sure. But her herself, she cannot.
Okay, what would be the relationship, and who would that family member be?
Sister? Her sister.
Her
Her sister, yeah.
And she's of majority age? I don't
She's
know.
over 18?
She emancipated.
Yes.
Emancipated.
That information you're going to get when you contact counsel for the sale. You'll communicate with our counsel to the board, Christine.
Sure,
Okay, so
yeah.
get her contact information.
Absolutely.
How soon would your client be willing to move into that premise and evict one of the tenants?
It's vacant right now, so there's
Oh,
no
it's
time
vacant.
limit. Yeah.
Well, they want to do construction.
Yeah, so they got nobody in there waiting on, basically, if this is approved, then that's going to allow us to move forward with everything else, so,
Does your client own any other houses in that neighborhood?
yes.
How many?
110 Francis Street, we're actually in front of you in December for that one as well.
What's that
Wait,
for?
wait. Yeah.
December 4th, that's what I meant, yeah. sorry.
Wait, 110 Francis Street?
110 Francis Street in Roosevelt,
And they have an application coming before this board?
yes.
And what is that application for?
I have to look at it. I was busy.
Is it for a two-family?
No, it's not. It's for alterations.
Oh, wait, we have it here.
Oh, okay.
Front yard setback on Francis and Bennett, maintain first and second story addition, attached to the dwelling, interior.
Alterations in excess of 50%.
So she's trying to fix up the neighborhood, my client, you know, she's doing her best.
Okay.
Patrick, he's going to need Christine's contact information. I have no questions, John. Move that the hearing be closed and the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You and your clients, whoever else signed in on the matter, will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just one question. Just reopen the record for half a sec. What is the name of your client that is willing to live in that house?
What's your sister's name? Julie Rodriguez. Julie Rodriguez.
Thank you.
That the hearing be closed again. Matter released on the decision calendar be notified by mail the board's decision once it's rendered. Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you again.
often in the
right, how are you? Long time. It's, the fire alarm is going in now. They couldn't start until the sprinkler contractor was out of their way.
Next, we have an 11 o'clock adjournment. Cases number 63522 through 368 of 22. Roosevelt, JCTL Associates LLC, use variance to maintain 5-family dwelling, variance front yard setback on Nassau Road, rehearing of case number 887 of 18, use variance to maintain 1-story commercial building with front yard on Nassau Road, rehearing of case number 888 of 18, variance in off-street parking, special exception to park in a Residence B district and in the front yard setback on Granada Avenue with insufficient egress and ingress, aisle width, backup space, and maneuverability. Rehearing of case number 889 of 18, maintain 4-foot-high chain link fence within the clear sight triangle. Rehearing of case number 890 of 18, also known as 488 Nassau Road.
John C. Macchio.
Closer, no.
Closer to the microphone, please.
And you can turn it down, flick it down.
John C. Macchio, R.A., of JCM Architecture, P.C., 22 Waldron Drive, Stony Point, New York, 10980.
Make sure you speak as loudly as you can, okay? It's harder to hear up there than you think. Oh, sorry. Make sure you speak as loudly as you can and into the microphone like I didn't. Okay, so you want to just update us here as to where we stand?
Okay. We have an upset maximum date of completion of all work on the project is December 15th.
Is all work mean, our concerns primarily right now are the fire safety issues. So
Right.
when you say all work,
All
is that
work,
what you're talking?
including fire sprinkler and fire alarm work for the five-family dwelling is scheduled to be completed prior to that. The fire sprinkler work is completed in the five-family dwelling within side.
Does that mean it works if there were a fire?
It's
When you say the fire sprinkler work has been completed, do you mean that if there were a fire today, sprinklers would come on?
no.
Okay, tell us what you do mean.
The fire sprinkler work is completely installed inside the five-family dwelling. The sprinkler main from the street to the building is being installed and is almost complete now. The actual connection to the main in
water.
the street is not done by our contractor, Macaron Plumbing and Heating. It's done by Liberty Water, the utility company.
Correct.
That is not scheduled yet. We do not have a schedule from them when they're going to do it.
That's because you've asked, but they haven't given you a date yet?
Correct.
But you've done everything on your side to,
Being completed, the actual main from the
no,
house.
I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead and say that.
From the house to the street is in the process of being completed, and Macaron Plumbing and Heating is being scheduled with Liberty Water to make that final connection.
When do we think
All
the,
right. When is Macaron's work going to be completed?
what he said?
Within the next week.
So, and that will mean, when they're done, the pipe will be all the way to the street, and all that will remain is the hookup?
Correct.
And when that so in a week they'll be done. I don't know what the lag time in getting Liberty out there, but is Liberty ready to go when they reach the
They're
street?
ready to go. The exact installation date, I don't have that
It-
date, because that's determined by Liberty
And
Water, not us.
when that is completed, the system will be operational.
That
Is
is
that correct?
Once
Okay.
Liberty makes the connection, then the system is operational. And then,
I'm going to reserve my comment.
at that
How
time
much
as
heat
well,
can we put on Liberty? That's not his
I
problem.
understand, no, I understand. Matter of fact, hold on. Becky, is there any, you know what we're trying to determine, and you know more about this, both this particular case and just in general. Are there any other questions that we need to ask to make sure we create the proper record and we keep this thing on track?
As scheduled, and the building department does not have any issues at this time.
Okay.
So if I may, once Macaron's work is completed, so that the only thing left to do to make the system operational is to get the hookup from Liberty, when Macaron's work is completed, could you notify Patrick or Christina? And then we'll see what, if anything, we can do to expedite the completion of their hookup, because that is currently our main concern.
in conjunction with Macaron's installation is the connection to the fire alarm system. Now, that is in the process of being completed because
When will that be completed?
it's in the process right
Well,
now.
tell us how
They
that
started
works.
a week ago. I do not have a final completion date. It's expected to be completed within the next week. As I said, the entire project has no later than December 15th.
We're not-
But that's far away compared to what we're talking about. Because we're sitting here thinking, you know, most of the stuff's going to be mostly complete in a week or so, and then if Liberty hooks up the water, then we can start this process. But can you just tell real quick, the alarm system, can you just give the big points of what's done? Like, they actually installed the physical alarms, and then the electrical's installed, and then whatever triggers it. Can you just give us some framework to understand the basics of what's done and what's
Fire
not?
alarm system would be pull stations and smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors that are going into each of these individual apartments.
Is that portion, are those,
They're
like we all have them in our
They're being
homes?
installed now.
Okay, and that we expect to be, that installation expects to be done in a week, you said?
In about a week.
And is there any grand hookup like there is with the water, or it's just the same as we have in our houses?
Once the sprinkler water hookup is complete, then the fire alarm system can be connected to the double check valve and the alarm system. This way, if the sprinkler flow valves go off, then the alarm system gets sent to the alarm company.
And probably vice versa, or
Yeah,
on
and
some
then-
level.
And then the fire department gets alerted right away.
So that sounds like everything except Liberty is projected to be done in a week or so, about a week. Okay, that's what we want. So that's why we don't want to deal with the December 15th issue. So, okay.
All right? Any other questions from the board?
I just want to make sure you understand that the entire project will not be completed.
Well, what won't be
The
completed?
general construction is still going on, the underpinning of the project is still going on, the handicapped bathrooms is still being constructed, and some windows are being installed. There's some ramps on the outside of the commercial building that have to go in. We're exchanging a door from the south side to the north side.
Okay. We're less concerned about that. At least I should only speak for myself. I'm less concerned about that than we are about the alarms and the fire suppression, because obviously it's just, we don't,
It's a
it's
safety
serious.
issue.
Yeah, it's a serious safety issue. Okay.
Okay.
I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? If not,
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail the board's decision. Well, there's no decision to make, really.
no.
I'll just close the hearing. Thank you for your time.
Second. All in favor?
Aye. All right, good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
5-minute break and then decisions on the morning calendar.
I think we did a good job, Steve.
Yes, absolutely.
Case 643 of Levittown LVH Realty. This was renewal of a grant to maintain a sign. Premises was inspected by the board. If I don't have any questions or comments, I'd like someone to make a motion with regard to that case.
I make a motion, case number 64324 Levittown LVH Realty Incorporated, renewal of grant to maintain one double-face sign be granted as requested.
Sign conditions, temporary.
Temporary with condition.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed, any abstentions? Next case, 644 of 2024 Seaford, Ivan and Denise Homolka. Special exception to maintain a shed. Any questions or comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 644 of 24 in Seaford, Ivan and Denise Homolka at 4045 Wicks Avenue be approved as requested.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next case, 645 of 24, Wantor, Tejinder Saini. That's at 3107 Beltar Avenue. Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I think it's fine. I've inspected it many times, or driven past it many times. Do you think it should not be enclosed underneath it, because it's on stilts now?
This is the carport? No.
Yeah, no. This is
This is an attachment.
This is the attachment.
To a dwelling, and it's a bedroom upstairs, and it's on stilts. And they stick in, the ground level is open.
So what
I
do you
think
want
he
to
parks
do?
his car there. I don't know.
Oh.
You think it should be never enclosed or something like
I
that?
mean, because of the fact that he already encroaches, an enclosure, a legal enclosure would require variance anyway. You know, right, because it already, where it is, it's already encroaching in
Yes.
and the side, in both front yards. I don't think it's necessary, but I'm
I don't either.
open.
I wasn't sure, that's why I enclosed it.
All right, so as it relates to,
He was in ICU.
okay, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
As it relates to case 645 of 2024, properties at 3107 Beltaw Avenue in Wantagh, I move that we grant the requested relief.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 646 of 2024, Merrick, Ellen and Andrew Harrison, 3014 Clubhouse Road. Any questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 646, 2024, Ellen and Andrew Harrison at 3014 Clubhouse Road in Merrick be granted as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Cases 647 and 648 in Merrick. Allison P. Haug, mother-daughter. Okay.
I make a motion, file number 647 and 648 Merrick, Allison Hung, mother-daughter residence be granted temporarily with mother-daughter conditions.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Case 649 of 2024 East Meadow, Alexandra Jacqueline Garcia and George Alberto Garcia Rivandenera, mother-daughter. We're going to hold that case until we get an amended plot plan.
By the way, I thought that presenter was quite competent and very, you know,
You were just sucking
professional.
up. You were
No, I really
sucking up,
did.
you know. Next case. Next case, 650 of 2024 near Island Park. Any questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 650 of 24, 2019 Constantino Sacchino Family Trust located at 4077 Ohio Place be approved as requested.
Second, even if you couldn't
Second.
pronounce anything in that entire...
I already did it.
All in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Boy, did you rip that one up.
She didn't do that bad.
Constantino Sacchino?
Sacchino.
Yeah, whatever. All right, case 651 of 2024 Point Lookout, Christos and Patricia Carambelas. That's the 34-foot garage.
I I have a couple of things. Well, I'll just make it in the form of a motion, 651, 2024, 101 Cedars Avenue, Point Lookout. I would move that we grant the requested relief, provided there be no plumbing and no heating in the garage, and that it be at all times used for the storage of vehicles, and there be no shower or bathroom inside or outside of it in the future.
No
And it
repairs.
not be converted to living space in any other way.
Yeah.
Oh, if that's the case, he can,
Hold on. Before I go along, I would even entertain that. Some expert would have to come before this board and tell me why an automobile being stored has to be
I
heated.
mean, I could see that be the case, but he could always plug in an electric heater for that 1 month.
Do whatever you
But-
want.
But let him come, if he wants to make an, even
That's-
ask
that's not gonna
administratively or
work.
whatever. We'll entertain whatever
No,
request.
because a lot of people are coming in, they now want to heat the garages so they can sit in their car and get
Well-
happy. Do whatever.
Okay, so that
The
was,
answer is
my
no.
motion was to grant it, well, you heard my motion, it's on the
Yeah.
record.
Second the motion that you heard.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I had lunch with a guy last week, this is a parenthetical comment. Yeah. Yeah. I had lunch with a guy who has, put it in a warehouse. You know what? You want heat, put it in a warehouse. Patrick, so, not for the record, but if they want a heated space, I had lunch with a guy last week who has 200-plus cars. 200, he's a doctor, next door to my office. He said he's got more than 200 cars. He puts them in a warehouse. You got 4 cars, you want heat, put them in a warehouse. There's plenty of warehouse space around.
You might be able to get in.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's down in Hewlett. Okay, all right. Next, case 652 of 2024, Levittown, Anthony Shute. Any questions from the board, with the exception, I think some people had some conditions they wanted to impose, like no enclosure, right? No enclosure of the space. We're amending captions. Has got to close the open permits.
Yeah, and shall not otherwise be. No, that's you. All right, I'll make a motion on case 652 of 2024. It's at the property located at 10 Oak Lane in
Oak Tree.
Levittown.
Oak Tree.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oak Tree Lane, Oak Tree Birch Bark Lane. That we grant the application as requested with conditions that the carport, as we're retitling it, not be enclosed and always, not be otherwise enclosed and always provide access to the garage to which it's attached.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Case 653 of 2024, Mr. Pellegrini would like to make a motion on that case, wouldn't he?
The use variance for a two-family?
Use variance for two-family.
I don't think he proved his case, and it's,
Well, we're holding that, aren't we?
No?
no.
Well, he was
Nope.
going to get back to us and see. Can I take?
We'll hold that until the PM calendar. And cases 365 through 368 inclusive, that was, we do not have to make a motion on that. We were given an explanation as to why it's taking as long as it is to have an operational fire suppressant system completed. Okay? Who?
Okay, wait. What is the extension time for?
Yeah, and we're gonna hold
Yeah, I
that till the
understand
next
why.
meeting.
Wait,
We're
now I
gonna hold it
understand
till the
why.
next meeting, at which point we're going to make a ask the question about whether or not everything's done, and then we can jump on Liberty
Hold on.
Water.
When is our next meeting? Okay, so in about 2 weeks,
Yeah.
in about 2 weeks.
That's,
Can you see, because that would be sufficient time that we could confirm.
no, in a
that
week,
the-
1 week, not 2.
We'll do it in 1 week. We'll contact to make sure that their
Just as a
work is
tickle.
done.
Yeah.
And then we can follow up with Liberty Water and see
Okay.
if,
Right,
see if.
and if it's not
And
done, then we're
is
gonna
it
follow up in 2 weeks.
Before we come in on the 13th.
Okay.
When are you going?
Where are you staying?
What?
I'm going up to California.
So, by the way, I said to John earlier, I don't know if you guys remember the first time that case came in on us, the same day, I don't think it was Vanessa, someone, it was Vanessa when he brought in like the COO.
Sure.
Because then we water had a case, and I called him up and I said, hey, listen, can you please help out, blah, 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 about that case to get Liberty to do, I don't know if it ever happened, but he said, oh, I will, I will. Sure. Isn't that funny? Okay, so what are we on now?
Reserve calendar. By the way, do we know whether or not there's one lawyer coming in on the next 3 cases? Because they're all, it's solar carport canopy, solar carport canopy, freestanding solar carport canopy. Well, wait a minute, they may be different, because one says commercial solar carport canopy in a Res B, the other one says commercial solar carport canopies, 2, in Res B, and the other one is a freestanding solar carport canopy with a bank. I could consolidate those cases if you got one lawyer. They're all in different locations. Right? Okay, so what do we, all right, what do we got?
Okay, so, a little update, I actually spoke to the plans examiner on the first case. She updated the denial.
Who's this? Kiriak?
Yes, yes.
206.
Updated the denial, so I will follow up with the applicant and let them know that they really need to follow through with their application at this point. It's gotta come, she updated the denial, so it's gotta come back in front of the board. The issue with this one was, during the testimony, it came out that the lot area occupied was somewhere in the 60s, and that was because they have a rear deck that's raised a bit. And that wasn't denied, so they needed relief for that rear deck. So now it's been properly denied, so at this point, they just need to follow up with their application. They're gonna have to re-advertise.
Wait, it was in the 60s,
I believe it was in the 60s.
but
and
it did include the decking coverage. just
The coverage
didn't-
included the
no
deck.
deny.
Correct. And the board thought that's quite a significant, area variance. Granted, most of it is open space, but regardless, this is a case where the denial needs to be updated, renoticed, et cetera. Okay. All right.
Anything else?
So, so next cases, Uniondale, Frank and Karen.
Villeda.
We do have an update, and they amended their contract of sale, and they agreed to increase one lot from 40 to 100 to 45 to 100.
May I say that again?
Because this was a subdivision.
Oh, 40 by 100.
Correct. So the issue was they initially separated the 2 lots into a 40 and a 60. The board wanted it to be a more even split. So,
So it was a 40 and a 60 by 100.
correct, and they are willing, again, we have the amendment to the contract of sale. They've changed the lots to now be a 45 by 100 and a 55 by 100.
And they couldn't go straight because of what?
I'm guessing because of the lot lines, how they're
Yeah,
existing.
might be
A
structure.
house one of them was to maintain, so it's not that fresh in my head, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine.
but
So-
that's what we asked. We did ask for a 45 and a 55.
We must have recognized, no, they did it.
Yeah, yes, they did.
A letter, but
Joe's gonna make the motion.
did they give us a plan on the site plan?
They haven't, but we-
We can approve it pending, but they get again.
Submission of a new site plan.
Something in the file that shows everyone what it's supposed to look like. I mean, literally.
unless, if you guys want to put it on reserve.
Why don't we decide it?
It's up to you.
Why don't we put it on reserve?
Okay. Yeah, so we'll leave it on reserve.
Yeah.
We won't make the decision yet, but I'll just let them know that the board's ready to decide the case, but we just need the amended composites.
Yeah.
It's Bob O'Byrne.
But that has to go back to the buildings department and make sure there's no additional variances.
That's true.
Yeah, so,
But you
We'll
can
get
let
them
them
new.
know that it's fine.
yeah, yes.
We just need to.
No, don't make them happy.
We'll,
Don't make them happy.
we'll let him know that the board wants to just, we need a new plot plan, new composites, just.
It's got to go back to the building department,
Correct.
yep. Okay? Kodesh, what's going on with that?
Okay, so the issue was, the numbers didn't match up when we were doing the decision. The board granted it in part, denied in part. And, so they had to resubmit plans.
Yeah.
And those plans had to go to the building department first to make sure everything matched up.
Mhm.
They didn't. So they're still submitting.
Everything didn't match.
Correct, so they're still
Okay.
working with the plans examiner to get appropriate plans. That's why we put it back on reserve. We did grant in part, denied in part.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's the one with the deck.
Shmuel and Howard.
Yeah.
Correct.
And the mikveh.
Correct.
This was the mikveh at 773 Golf.
So again, we're just waiting for.
It's not hurting them.
No.
No,
Yeah.
they're doing whatever they want anyway.
Okay.
All right,
Next,
so
we do have an update that.
on which case?
Prozac.
Oh, that always frightens me.
How would you craft a decision to make it?
Yeah, okay, okay. Stays on reserve. Okay. What happened on the next, 414? What?
That Prozac case, I think you should discuss with them an alternative to a two-family. Even though this, well, no, we're on track to grant it a two-family.
Well, how we crafted the decision, it was that it would be specifically tailored to, kind of how we do mother-daughters.
I understand,
So that's what we.
but mother-daughter is with the owner's relationship with them.
I know what she's saying. She's trying to, you didn't want it to be a two-family.
It shouldn't be a two-family, it's a use variance.
We would be
I'm in
denying
favor
the
of
two.
Right. I'm in favor of two-family. I know you're not, because she's talking about crafting a decision that doesn't fall into the category of two-family, but more like a mother-daughter style. Maybe without the ownership issue, forget the titles for that. But she's trying to craft something that's not, that would not be categorized by its attributes as a two-family.
And that it
She's
would be
trying to
on
craft
plan.
one that by its attributes would look more like a mother-daughter arrangement.
59 Holdings. There was an issue about,
I don't know this one because I wasn't here.
so that's the West Hempstead.
Elaborate a little bit, because I wasn't here for the hearing.
So there were rumors that the applicant and gentleman popped up at the end.
Oh, I was here. It says I was gone, but I was here. I left at the end, October 16th, right? No.
We'll go there.
Oh,
But she's not there until 5.
okay.
She calls herself my daughter.
But at any rate, separate from that issue, where are we on? I was here for almost all of this. I left near the end because my daughter had graduation.
My understanding was that folks were to inspect the premises to see the issues with traffic and deliveries. That
Hey.
was my...
Nobody else went.
Listen, listen,
Yes.
on the way to lunch, would it make sense that we can go by this place?
It's not going to show. What happens, it's in the morning at 7 a.m.
All right.
where everything backs up over there. But the backup is apparently caused by, I just want to see if this exacerbates an already horrendous condition.
I can try to.
Because,
What time do
you
you
know,
have to
there
go?
was an allegation, 7 o'clock. The allegation was made that there's common ownership there.
Did Joanne go look at it? She lives kind of close to it.
It's 7 a.m.
She's out. One's up by there.
And I could do it on a Saturday. But I don't know that they're in business on a Saturday. I mean, I'll get up
All
and
right, let's go
just
to the
run,
next
I'll
case.
put my
I don't
dog
want
in
to
the
say
car
this.
and run over there.
Which one?
See your mother's, my big dog. My big dog is my
In case
dog.
you need any help.
My little dog will just bite
All right,
everybody.
let's finish
All right,
up.
next.
Next, we do have an update on the next case, 258 of 24 Belmore. The expediter was to provide correct dimensions on the pavilion to include the overhang. I got it this morning at 9:06. Yeah, 9:06 this morning. And according to his letter, the dimensions that were provided on the plans were all correct, and they included the overhang. There's a copy of that if you'd like. I have a second copy
All right,
if you'd like.
so we might as well, wait. It says we adjourned it.
We.
Oh, and then we
Put it in
adjourned
the
it,
reserve.
and then we heard it on July 10th. All right, so then the plans are all correct, and we might as well decide the case.
According to the application.
Yeah, and if it's not, when they go out to measure it. Okay, so as it really, does anyone have anything?
It's 10 inches off the property line. And that's gonna run the water on the other guy's property because he has no gutters.
There was opposition, I do believe the neighbor came out in this case.
And what was the neighbor's objection, do you recall?
I believe a lot of it was that it was done without.
Hold on, they weren't rejected for side yard, though.
I suppose.
Less than required rear yard setback
I suppose.
and lot area occupied. Yeah, it was, I think, 2.3 and 10 inches.
10 inches,
2.3 on the side.
which would clear the water. This one doesn't clear the water.
No, rear,
This is the
wait,
side yard.
okay, hold on. They're not rejected for side yard, is all I'm trying to say.
That would be his own property.
Does it have to be 10 inches, 10 inches?
Well, he wasn't rejected for side. Wait, where's the, this is the road, this is the water. So side yard, he had 2 feet 3 inches, so he had enough.
Right.
Rear yard, he was rejected for. Right?
Yes.
So,
And the water runoff doesn't go there, but then now I see it's on a canal. So the water runs back in the canal.
Let's just see these photographs, or just see if it's from the system. See, because I think the issue was that with the overhang, it didn't the allegations were that it didn't maintain a 2.3-foot yard setback. But again, I think they're claiming it does with the overhang. If
This is the neighbor's
neighbor's property?
Correct. So that was part of the issue.
Well, I think that, but I think the question is, here's what we have to decide. Do we mind the height and the size and the horizontals? And do we care about the rear yard and the lot area occupied? Is there one of those that's not acceptable to anyone? Or if so, let's,
31.5 lot area occupied. 10-inch, 2 foot's required in the side yard, rear yard, and it's 10 inches required.
what's the rear yard requirement? At least 2 or, yeah, interior lot. All right, 2 versus 10 inches, okay. Would it matter if we scooted it 14 inches forward? I don't think it would in this case because of
It's
the,
on the water. So I think, I mean, so long, the building department's gonna go out and inspect it, and they should measure, so long as this is a 2.3, side yard setback as on the plans.
but I think
from
it
the
has to be
overhang.
2.3 from here.
From the overhang, I agree, but we can make that into the condition, so long as it's as indicated on the plans, 2.3 feet.
Well, we'll just say, if we're granting a 10-inch rear yard setback, we're granting a 10-inch, we're granting it in the location of 10 and 2.3. And if it's not that, when the building department measures, that's,
But I think if we specify the dimensions,
I would,
and again, 2 feet 3 inches is larger than what the 8 inches is.
of course. Okay, are we gonna do the case or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
Joe, do you want? Joe, let's get this case off the calendar. Whatever we do. Well, I'd like to know whatever other people, do you want to deny it or?
No, I just.
Okay. Okay. As it relates to case 258 of 2024, which is located at 2900 Shore Road in Belmore, it's Richard Zobke, I hope.
Second. Aye.
Aye. Next. All right, so given that we have the BARs, I don't believe there was any other issue that we had with this application. And for the record, so this is case 624, 2024, and case 625, 2024, in Oceanside, Christopher Gavares and Monica Kathmeyer. It's a mother-daughter application and an application to maintain a shed and a second shed as a second shed, which is a second accessory structure. So as it relates to BAR, we've received the BAR. The Board of Architecture Review reviewed the application, found it to be suitable to be used as a mother-daughter residence and suitable to revert back to a single-family dwelling at the cessation of that use. The applicant was also informed of all the other conditions related to, by Chairman to the Board, related to a mother-daughter application. So at this time, I would move that the applications for the mother-daughter and both sheds be approved as requested.
Second.
This
All
one?
in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna,
So the next one,
how,
site update.
on that shed, what's the side yard encroachment on that shed? The one that we just approved?
I don't think it had a side yard encroachment. It was just not permitted in the side yard.
Oh,
Both of them were that.
wonder how close it is. Okay,
I don't know. It
too late.
well, do you want to
No,
reopen
I
it?
want, no. I was just curious. No,
So, the next case,
Malafasa.
yeah, 631 and 632. This was the one, you'll remember, there was potentially a paper street on one side, and there was that weird fence in the front of the property that had a
Yes.
little gap. Well, the expediter confirmed that the fence that was on the if you're looking at it on the right-hand side, next to the neighbor's driveway, was the neighbor's fence, not their own. So, that's the only update I have.
Yeah, that's the one that was tall at one point and then dropped down.
Yes, I think that's what we thought, right?
Yes,
Yes, yes.
they confirmed it.
And to be honest, if there's any chance we can just pull this file and do it in the afternoon, I just want to look at the fence and make sure, to the extent we need to make something temporary.
Sure. I mean, I would make, well, that was,
We didn't do that. We still, that's the case, we still have a reserve, right?
we have it on reserve.
No.
Apparently these, according to the notes that we have, there are 2 unregistered
Oh, I'm
vehicles in
sorry.
the rear. But again, that can be a condition that they get removed, but you can't store them so it doesn't have to go out and inspect anyway.
Why don't we tell them to get rid of them now and then grant it in 30 days?
I can reach out to them.
Well, it's gonna cost them money to tow them out or whatever. I don't know, it's just,
If you own an unregistered vehicle in the town of Hempstead, where are you supposed to put it?
I think what folks do is they will put a cover on it.
you know what happens.
Yeah, but then that's a proper inspection. Correct, in a garage.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we doing on that case?
So they have 4 months to get a permit.
You want us to reach out
They
to
have a
the
year to
applicant
start.
on that?
And they come back, we don't know anything about it, and they ask for.
John?
in Union, 640, 642 in Uniondale, Leslie Tiss at 1324 Pembroke Street be dismissed without prejudice.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want to
I'm
put
an
something,
abstention.
sure, do you want to put something on the record as to why you'd like to be dismissed with?
There's, I don't know.
No, but you, she's trying to give you an opportunity to say.
I know that, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I have to think.
Well,
I'm not as
isn't
young,
it obvious?
I'm not as young and pretty as you are,
But
that's
you're-
why I have to
it's
think.
me- You're dismissing it because there's, I mean,
It's dismissed because of the violation of a previous board grant on that property, which relates to the garage conversion. The applicant has taken no action to correct it all of these years, and that's my reason for making a motion for dismissal.
that's what she meant.
Okay.
What was that? Rehearing on that. Somebody should make a motion.
I will. Mr. Chairman, as it relates to case numbers 415 and 416 of 2024, affecting the property at 407 Scantintellis Avenue, West Hempstead, I move that we grant the request, they said for a reopening, but I know, but that's why. We grant the request made by the applicant, and we give them a rehearing to consider the amended plans.
All in favor?
Aye. it up. Yeah, let Joe, you make a motion?
Yes, make a motion. Make a motion, we grant them a 6 months extension of time to complete construction.
Case number
Case number 69.
of 2019.
Yes, it was the
Case
original
69,
grant
2019,
was,
Pedro Walter Cartier.
was 1/16/19. How's that?
Go. Oh, I move that we give him 6 months to complete construction. Aye.